What's going on over there right now? Make no bones about it. That is pure, unadulterated evil. I have a beautiful daughter. I have a wonderful 19-year-old son who's a United States Marine. As a matter of fact, I know quite a few Marines who will be very happy to help these terrorists to an early meeting in paradise.
The folks who want to build this mosque, who are really radical Islamists who want to triumphantly prove that they can build a mosque right next to a place where 3,000 Americans were killed by radical Islamists, those folks don't have any interest in reaching out to the community. They're trying to make a case about supremacy.
Earlier this week, Democratic Senator Harry Reid said he's against the building of a mosque 2 blocks from Ground Zero.
This is a time to bring people together. It's not a time for polarization, and I think everyone would be better off if it was built someplace else.
A top advisor to Rudy Giuliani is under attack today after declaring there are, quote, too many mosques in the U.S.
Duncan wants to make sure no judge ever uses Sharia law to decide a case in Oklahoma. Are there any judges here in Oklahoma currently using Sharia?
Not yet, and you know what? There won't be any with passage of 755.
The overwhelming majority of Muslims are good people. For whatever reason, people in their leadership are not cooperative.
People have birth certificates. He doesn't have a birth certificate. Now, he may have one, but there's something on that person, maybe religion, maybe it says he's a Muslim, I don't know.
I saw that bumper sticker. It absolutely incenses me. It's not the Obama. But it's the bumper sticker that says coexist.
Folks who have developed what we're calling Islamophobia, this idea of fear of the Muslim American, Asian, South Asian, and Arab communities. Emerge USA came along in part to help be a cure to that Islamophobia, because the more we get civically engaged, the more we're part of a solution. When we started Emerge USA, we wanted to make sure that we could measure the growth in civic engagement of this community. So we came up with 3 ways to do that. The first was called emerging data. We started with a small database of about 5,000 or 6,000, and over time we've now grown that. And we now have well over 100,000 registered Muslim, Arab, and South Asian voters in our database statewide in Florida. We created enough information that we felt we could do some real good demographic research on what are their policy objectives. What is it that they want for their children? We found out it was just like the same priorities and the same objectives as every other Floridian who isn't from that community. We then shared this information through training sessions with our political leaders. We found that our elected officials were quite surprised to see that our community is really not all that different than everybody else. We then moved on to do emerging voters. Its real priority was to figure out how do you actually educate this electorate. So we started with working on things such as registering folks to vote. Then we worked on getting them out to vote, what we call GOTV events. And we really got young folks involved in this process. And I gotta tell you, it was amazing to see the level of energy of the youth in this community, because they have a pent-up desire to be part of this process. It was clear to me. We did a lot of work on absentee ballots and educating people on the political process and early vote days. It's really become a movement of the young. And one of the things we want to do to try to increase that youth base was the third prong of our way to achieve our overall goal, and that is leadership development. So we wanted to create a program that would help create leaders out of these individuals. We did this by creating Emerging Leaders. Emerging Leaders targets 18 to 25-year-olds, and the goal is to put them through a process where they'll have an opportunity to not only become leaders on their own, but while they're becoming leaders, they are going to be networking with emerging leaders from other minority communities. In 2010, we put in a small group, and one of those individuals, Omar Syed, managed to get to the point where he is now an intern at the White House.
My name is Omar Syed, and I'm from Tampa, Florida. I've always had an interest and passion for politics, but wasn't sure how to get involved or get active. That's when I heard about Emerge USA and how they're trying to get minorities involved in the political process. Being a minority myself, I found this a perfect fit. I then joined Emerge USA as a field coordinator, where I got the proper training and built my political resume to become successful in the field. I was able to join the Florida Democratic Party, where I worked on the campaign for Alex Sink for governor in 2010.
The work that I do has not only allowed me to further develop myself as a leader, but I've been able to witness the transformation of the awesome young people that I work with here in Central Florida into energetic and vibrant voices within their community.
Emerging Leaders is the way, if you want to get involved in civics and you want to be a part of tomorrow, this is how you're going to be able to do it. I know when you watch the news and when you hear some politicians, you're going to think that everyone's afraid of Muslims, that we are poison in this community. And it may make you want to do nothing. It may make you want to just turn off the TV and do nothing. That's the worst thing you can do. And it's wrong, because we've seen there is power through participation. If you engage, you're going to find, more likely than not, that they will engage you back. The politicians in your county just don't know you. They haven't met you. I guarantee you, once they get to know you, once you reach out to them, once you make it part of your job to go ahead and engage the civic community around you, the politicians, the PTAs, the school boards, and all of the others that are around you, you'll find, more likely than not, they are your friend.